Hey everyone, I'm Saeed. So normally when you start off doing photography or video, you're often told several things. Number one, get a 50mm. Number two, consider getting whatever after that. My major problem is the fact that some of these tips are not actually tailored to the camera you're using. That's what we're going to go into today. Photography tips that you need. Now some of these tips could go into video, so I'm going to title this photography and video tips. I'm more into photography, so that's what I'm going to lean into more. Okay, so the first tip that you're often told is what lens you should buy. Now, a lot of people say to get a 50mm lens, preferably an f1.8. Now, the problem I have with that is the fact that most cameras that people get are not full frame. Yeah, sensor type does take into consideration when buying lenses. APS-C sensors are smaller than full frame sensors. Imagine this is a full frame and this is an APS-C. This big would be a phone, that'd be an APS-C, that'd be full frame. So that is what we're on about. So this is a 35mm f1.4. Now I showed you guys this in my EDC video. So this is the Sigma lens that I use. You can see it's 35mm on the lens, and even when I put the camera on the camera, when I take photos and metadata, it says 35mm. But one thing that it also says in the metadata is 35mm equivalent length 52. Yeah, there's a crop factor there. The crop factor for this is 1.8, 1.5. So oftentimes there's a 1.5 or 1.6 crop factor. So if you want to know what crop factor your camera has, so I will type in 80-300, then I'll find out what it is. So once I found that out, you want to type in the lens you want to buy. Then you want to type in, is it full frame or for APS-C? So once you find that out, if it's a full frame lens, basically take the lens that you want to buy, times it by the length of it. Times the length of the lens by the crop factor. So because this is a 135mm, it has to be times by a half of what it is. It's half of this added on to your lens. So that's a 35mm lens, half of that added on is altogether is 52.2mm. Oftentimes this won't affect you because certain lenses are made for APS-C. So the lens I'm currently using, my 16-50, is made for APS-C. So sometimes you need to take into consideration if the lens you're buying is made for APS-C or full frame. You do not want to make the mistake of buying a full frame lens for an APS-C camera, because yes, it will still work, but you're not getting the same reach. Now if you're buying a telephoto lens, it doesn't matter because it's cropping in, not going to destroy the image, you'll get a better reach, especially for telephoto. It's why people use APS-C cameras for, say, sports or nature, because those cameras can get you a better reach. In fact, I'm pretty sure that the National Geographic photographers all use APS-C, so yeah. My second tip would be get yourself a notebook. Notebooks are very handy. Now when you start off doing photography or video, these little things are so useful. Now you can write in here whatever you want. So I have one for my tasks. So this is what I have a task book now because I'm trying to use my phone less. But you can use these 7 notebooks for what you learned about the camera. So you can write in 50mm on a crop sensor equals 85, or you can say 35mm, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So whatever you learn, you want to write into a notebook. So say slow motion. To do slow motion, I have to put this setting in. For fireworks, I have to put this camera setting in. If I want to factory reset my card, I have to use this. If I want to turn off the autofocus beep, I have to use this. So on and so forth, once again. So that's the use of a notebook. These comes absolute handy when you need it the most, especially when you're starting off. Now the reason why I'm saying to use a notebook is because it's an old-fashioned technique and it works. Similar to when you revise for an exam, you write it all in a notebook. You don't put all your university stuff on sticky notes, or you just remember it, you write it down because you want to make sure that you have those answers. It's the same reason learning to use a camera. You want to write down exactly what you're doing so you know you're not going to mess something up. You're not going to do something that will forever fuck up the camera. You don't want to destroy the sensor. You do not want to destroy the lens. That's why notebooks come in handy so often. They are very useful bits that honestly could go so cheap. You buy them anyway, and they don't break the bank. My third tip would be just mess around with the camera. Now, I don't mean into the actual menus. I mean mess around with it, as in mess around with the shutter speed, mess around with the aperture, mess around with the ISO. If you mess around with those, you will eventually learn that, okay, so if I use a fast shutter speed, it'll make the image darker, but if I bump the ISO, it will make it brighter, but at a certain point, these little fuzzy bits come in. Those fuzzy bits are called noise, by the way, so just so you know. If I use a larger number aperture, less light will come in, but my background will be in focus. If I use a wide one, my background is going to be completely blurry. But that means that it's not going to be useful if I want to take a picture of a mountain. So that's one thing that is honestly you guys should learn, is how that whole shutter speed, aperture and ISO work. So that's something you should work. Now, most classes won't actually focus a lot on the actual technical aspects. That's something you're going to have to find out on your own. You're not going to be able to go to the lesson and find out how the actual camera works. You're going to focus more on the creativity side. You're not going to focus on, okay, so if you use this ISO and the shutter speed and this aperture, it will get you this image. No, they won't teach you that. That's something you have to learn on your own. And most of you don't even go to photography or film lessons. So it's probably just you trying to figure out how to use it, which is good. But I would always recommend you to have something on the table to focus on and just mess around with it. Just try to take a picture of this item. Try to get it back. See what happens if you use a fast shutter speed. See what happens if you use a slow one. See what happens if you use a faster aperture, which by the way is the lowest number. Or see what happens when you use a slow. That's the higher number. See what happens when you use a high ISO. See what happens when you use low ISO. So on and so forth. My fourth tip would be buy what you need. So everyone needs one prime lens. That's a requirement that everyone needs, because these type of lenses will help you become more creative. Telephoto lenses are a must-have as well, so that's something that you should buy. But no one really needs, say, a fisheye lens. Not everyone makes use of it. Not everyone makes use of a tilt shift lens. Not everyone makes use of a macro lens. Find out what your type of photography is and utilize those lenses. Now, I would always recommend getting a 16-30, a 24-70 and a 70-200. Those lenses are definitely what you should get. But if you're just starting out and you only got a kit lens, definitely get yourself a prime and a telephoto lens, because those are the best lenses to start off with. But ideally you want to get your 16-35, your 24-70 and your 70-200. Those are the lenses that you should have. But if you're starting off with just a kit lens, then buy just a random telephoto and a random prime. My fifth and final tip would be realize what you carry around with you. So, for example, do you just want to carry the lenses and the camera? If so, get yourself a 3 litre or 6 litre bag. But if you want to carry around a laptop, a switch, or maybe other stuff with you, then possibly you're better off getting a camera backpack or possibly a messenger bag. Figure out what you want to carry around with you every day, and then you go off from there when you're buying a camera bag. Because a lot of people don't really take that into consideration. When buying a camera bag, you want to start with, okay, I want to carry my camera, I want to carry my laptop, I want to carry the lenses, I want to carry a switch, I want to carry a water bottle. Those are the things I want to carry around with me. And my camera bag, you guys saw, is only able to carry the camera and the lenses, which isn't really good. So that means I need to go out and buy a better backpack or a better messenger bag. Preferably I'm going to go with a backpack because, I kind of went more towards that. You want to also find out what brand is more of his liking. So look towards companies like Benro, Peak Design. So those are the two companies that I recommend, but you may go for Manfrotto, you may go for Bingham, you may go for any other brand. But make sure you guys check the reviews on those camera bags. Maybe go to a camera store, check out what bags they have there, see if you like them. Camera shops will not mind you looking at the bags. You could go to a big store like a Best Buy, a Tesco's, an Asda or Walmart and find a bag there. That might be great for you, but it might not have enough space. Now you could always get dividers, you could get little camera inserts and stuff like that for regular bags. So find out what you want, find out what design you want, how much you're willing to spend, and go off from there. So that's the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope that you guys subscribe and like the video. I'm trying to build a following on this, so if you're going to do that, you might as well follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So with all that done and said, I wish you guys the best of luck.